Let me tell you a very interesting story. Three friends, engineers, start a business of online gifting, make it successful, and then start selling cakes. And with a very small capital of 2 lakh rupees, they reached to 135 crore rupees. Massive and very interesting, isn't it? Let's welcome him. Hi, Shrey. How are you?
Hi, Tahira. I think you've given a very rosy picture on the start. But yeah, it has been quite a bit of journey that we have gone through. And the idea is to be the first bakery brand in the country. So if you go out, you would find out QSR brands, which are not Indian, but they are the number one brands in India. The idea is to make the first Indian brand which could go global and in a category where nobody has been able to do it. That is the bakery and the cakes that we do.
Yeah. So how did this idea come? Like, were you always passionate about baking or because you were doing engineering, right?
So it all started with our first venture. We started on gifting venture with Flower Aura. And through a journey, we realized that so cakes was a good complement with flowers. So people started buying cakes and Flower Aura. And we realized that gifting is one part of it, but a lot of people are consuming cakes these days. The consumption of cakes is increasing every day, and all good bakeries would refuse to deliver. I think the phenomena of Swiggy and Zomato has just started. If you go 4 or 5 years back from now, you would see that if you go to a good bakery, they would say, "Boss, you can't pick up and take the cake yourself." And if it is damaged outside their shop and you're just taking the cake, it got damaged somewhere, it's your responsibility. You'll not take any responsibility for the cake.
Yeah. So just let's throw some light on your journey. Was it difficult for you? You were working somewhere and then shifting to business and arranging that initial capital. Like, what was it like?
See, I think we started it together. Himanshu, my co-founder, and then Suman Patra joined in the journey. All three of us come from service class background. I come from the city of Panipat, which is known for its handloom business. I had seen business flourishing. And coming from a service class background, I think the mandate was that service class people cannot do business. And I think that's why I've been told this several times throughout my schooling that you have to study hard because business is not something that we can afford to do. I wanted to challenge that from day one. I think, and I've seen business created a lot of value for people, for the society. When I was in a small business town, a lot of the time we keep on saying that we would like to do it, but we keep procrastinating it.
True.
Or we would say that we would do it if we get a great idea. And I realized that I can't wait for a Google-like idea to pop in my head. I'll have to take a plunge somewhere. When we decided to start off, good part was this movie Three Idiots just got released in 2010. I remember the fact that Himanshu took his family for the movie. So we were in Mumbai. He said, "I'm going home and talk to my parents that I want to start off, but I don't know how to do it." But he planned a vacation going home. And he said, "Okay, let me just figure out." And luckily, at that point, this movie was there. He went with the family for the movie. Coming out, he said, "Okay, who else wants to pursue who really what they really want?" So everybody was saying, "Okay, we will do something." And he said, "Okay, I'm doing something. I'm resigning from my job today to start off." So I think it gave him a good platform doing it. It was fun.
So all credit to Amir Khan then.
Yeah, he did half the selling. It was very easy for him to continue because you're coming out of those emotions. Nobody could say anything at that point. And I think for us, if our parents have not said no to us, it's good enough, yes, for us to go ahead and You have not said no, so it means a yes.
Initial capital, was it from your salary?
The initial capital was our savings from our salary, and I think our parents supported us with our household expenses during that time. I got married, my wife was working, she supported me throughout the journey. So initial capital was from our first job savings, and that was good enough. Uh, Building a website, we were engineers, we could do that. Flowers is the category we started off, which was something very perishable. So you do not need to maintain a lot of stock. It has to be just in time every time. So I think we chose a business also which does not require a lot of capital to start off, because that was also one of the key criteria for us. We realized there are huge gaps in the industry, so which gave us a good confidence that there's a lot to solve here in this industry. Because flower, I remember I told my grandfather that I'm starting a flower business, and he was like, "इतना पढ़ाया लिखा है फूल वाला बनने के लिए." So that was the kind of mindset that people had for the florist. Uh, yeah, this is something which people do if they're not able to study well. And I think there are a lot of gaps. It was completely unorganized as an industry. We remember first few deliveries that we took. On a website, there was a feature where you write a message for your friend or family, whoever you're sending the flowers to. Now we got the order, we passed on to our florist in Mumbai, and I'm talking about Mumbai, not a small city.
Yeah.
And the florist went there and did the delivery without the message. And we were like, where's the message? Because it's important. I am florist, my work is to deliver flowers. What would message do? And we're like, boss, nobody cares about your flowers. It was the message that the person wanted to dispatch or deliver to that person, that was more important. The emotion that go with flowers are more important than flowers itself.
You also said that entrepreneurship is very fashionable now. So why do you make that statement? And also we see a lot of young entrepreneurs, college goers or even school goers now are becoming entrepreneurs. So how do you look at that?
It's really good. I say it fashionable in the terms that if Himanshu, if the Three Idiots was not there and Himanshu would have gone to his parents on a regular day, they would have either shut a door or slapped or something or commented on it so that those were the days. My parents took 3-4 years to understand that entrepreneurship is fine. Okay, so it wasn't easy. It was not fashionable. Was the only reason that society would not accept it. I think people really wanted to do it, but society would not accept it. Right now, society promotes it, and you can go and tell that you are a startup co-founder. People would respect. Even your elders would respect. Okay, at that point, I think leaving a job from TCS and doing a flower delivery was something which was not understandable to anybody. So I think that's a good change that has happened. It's good that it's fashionable, nothing wrong about it, and it's really good that people are starting young. Because that's the age where you can make mistakes. The only other thing that people need to understand is that it is not going to be a 3 4 5 year journey where you get a retirement and you say that I started at 20, I'll retire at 25.
So did you have that feeling any time in these years, like quitting or those hard moments, like, okay, let's not carry on, let's just forget it?
I think, yes. Initially, for the first, second year, I remember it was a Mother's Day. And we failed a few orders. And we could see a lot of customer emotions. I think I still remember a young girl crying because we could not deliver on Mother's Day, and a man abusing because it was not delivered to the mother-in-law. And we, on that day, were trying to figure out that we came here to solve the problem, and it is still happening. So this is not fair. We are not being fair to our customers. If we cannot solve it, better quit. I think that was one remarkable day where both me and Himanshu would have done that. And I think being patient throughout the journey is the only thing that has helped us.
So what were the keys to your success? Being patient is one.
I think being patient, incrementally gaining, learning from everything, understanding it is okay to fail, doing multiple experiments, understanding few of them would fail, few of them would work. That's been the critical part of our success, is what I would say.
Yeah. So what was the hardest part of it all,
I think the hardest part is to hire the first few people and give them a vision to stay with you. Hiring the first few people from the basement office that we used to run, where the washroom was pathetic, which you could not use, kind of experience that you have. Was something difficult, I think. And for those people also having a belief in some 25-year young guys who do not have money in their pocket, still want to pursue something big. I think convincing them and making them stick to the goal of growth was something which was very difficult.
New entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs who might be wanting to start a cloud kitchen business or a cake business, what would be your one most precious advice to them?
See, if you're talking about just the cakes or cloud kitchen business, I think it's they have to understand the unit economics first. I think that's very important because a lot of time people get into the business without understanding unit economics. I think that's the biggest advice that I would give to. I think is if you want to create a brand, it's about consistency and quality. So what people end up doing is that they would do create quality for a few days and then would say, okay, customers are not coming. Let's increase the margin. Let's use cheaper products. Let's compromise with it, make more money. But it is about quality consistently over years.
Thank you so much, Shrey, for taking out time and talking to us today. It was lovely talking to you.
Thank you, Taira.